Hi, friends. It's 6:01, and we're going to commence the August 27th version of your Planning Commission meeting. The meeting is available and recorded on YouTube for live viewing and then at a later time. I'm Len Troutman. I am sitting in for our fearless leader, Chair Gadzik. Wish me luck. We've had some last-minute changes go on here, which I've briefly discussed with you. But let's get rolling and see what happens. Madam Clerk, could you do the roll call?
Commissioner Gack.
Present.
Commissioner Lowe is absent. Commissioner Van Natta.
I'm here.
Commissioner Blocker.
Here.
Vice Chair Troutman.
Here.
And Chair Gadzik is also out. And from what I gather from staff, Commissioner Lowe and Chair Gadzik put in their notice that they were not going to be here tonight. So if it's okay with the commission, they could probably be excused.
That brings me to my next question is, do we need a motion to excuse them, or is that just automatically assumed because of previous?
Unless there's opposition, I would say the minutes will reflect unanimous support that they were excused.
Seeing none, I'll declare excused absences for Chair Gadzik and Commissioner Lowe.
Perfect.
So, next thing on the agenda is the agenda approval. We're going to make some quick changes that we just kind of had a little tea party here. Does anybody have any problem with that?
I just think we should outline what the changes are.
Very well.
So,
We will be eliminating item 9, which is our general business, which was going to be further discussion on the critical areas ordinance. Going to get rid of item 10, additional public comment, because the people will have two chances to comment early on. They'll have the regular council meeting commentary and the public hearing comment. So we'll cancel items 9 and 10 on the on our agenda. And well, item 11, I think we planning the next meeting. That's always just assumed for the last Friday or last Wednesday in the month.
A planning calendar item is typically where you guys can, the commission can speak about upcoming, looking forward next quarter, things on the, on the horizon. There was an attachment in your packets with that planning calendar.
Right. And it was
and-
looking out far into the fall for certain things, so we probably don't need to do that, and we'll just show up at the regular time next month. Very well. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh, we need to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Any objections?
Move approve.
Second.
And seeing no objections, please show the minutes accepted as recorded. Now, we're going to come to the public comment section. There's a lot of things that I need. Oh, excuse me. I forgot. I haven't done the flag. The flag. If able, please rise and join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, great. Let me get back on script here, folks. We will take at this time public comment. When your name is called, you come to the podium. I've got a. Nobody signed up. Okay.
Sorry. That's the public hearing. I'm sorry. No signer ups for the public hearing. General comment too.
Oh, all right. There we go.
And so on mine, here, you go, sorry.
Okay, you folks who've been here before, you know the drill. Come up to the microphone, push the red button will come on the microphone, which I don't see right now. I guess it's there. And
General comments, not.
correct. You got 3 minutes, plus or minus, whatever you feel like. And you state your neighborhood where you came from. And we have the Adams family. Do you want to speak together or separately?
Do separate, I guess.
Very well, Scott, come on up.
Oh, there we go. Good evening. Hello. My name is Scott Adams, and I am from the Lake Washington Ridge community. I want to thank you for your continued work in reviewing potential updates to the city's critical areas ordinance. We have reviewed the latest redline version of the proposed code changes and have had continued conversations with neighbors. Many are expressing growing concern over the potential loss of property use, both now and in the future, as well as impacts on long-standing property rights. Our property, as an example, we believe the wetland located behind our home may be classified as a Category 4 wetland. Under current regulations, with our property as a single residential unit, the required buffer would be 40 feet. The proposed changes would add an additional 10-foot building setback, increasing the total required distance from the wetland to 50 feet. Now, our home currently complies with the 40-foot buffer. However, under the proposed 50-foot setback, the new total setback line would go straight through our kitchen, making our home non-conforming. This is not a unique case. It reflects a broader issue that could impact many homeowners throughout Newcastle. The impact to homeowners, first on home improvements. Our home, built in 1993, has been conforming with city code throughout its existence. If the proposed changes are adopted, it could effectively prevent us and many others from pursuing any future improvements that we've planned and saved for. We have been planning for an addition to support a growing family that we have, aging parents with needs, and a small local business. The other aspect is rebuilding after disaster. If there is an unfortunate disaster, such as an earthquake that destroys 50+% of the value of the home, any non-conforming homes could only be rebuilt to the new code. This scenario could result in highly limiting options to rebuild, or in some tragic cases, a complete inability to rebuild at all. Regarding the Department of Ecology guidelines, the department provides recommended buffers. It does not recommend additional building setbacks beyond those buffers. For example, a Category 4 wetland, the recommended buffer is 40 feet for a single home residential unit, consistent with current Newcastle code. The proposed additional 10-foot setback exceeds the department's guidance and will create unnecessary restrictions. Our recommendations for your consideration: remove the proposed 10-foot building setback beyond the wetland buffer, as it exceeds the department's recommendations and imposes potentially significant burdens. Grandfather in existing properties to ensure they retain their current rights, allowing homeowners to remain and improve their homes without retroactive penalties. And finally, we ask you to extend the timeline for evaluation and community engagement. Many residents are not only now learning about the proposed changes, but it's at a time when the new school year is beginning and family schedules are full. We recommend a delay of 9 to 12 months to allow homeowners to obtain those wetland assessments and better understand how the changes may affect their properties. And also city staff to conduct further analysis and outreach to ensure broad community awareness and feedback. Again, thank you for consideration and your service to the community. We look forward to continued engagement and creative ideas on this important issue considered. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Chelsea, would you like to talk with us? Please be sure and give your name and neighborhood.
Sure, thank you. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Chelsea Adams, and I'm from the Lake Washington Ridge HOA. I'm here tonight on behalf of my family and also the hundreds of other Newcastle residents that received the letter in July regarding proposed changes to the critical areas ordinance. I'm here for those families who might not realize yet that this could affect them. Those that were like Scott and I were 10 years ago, new homeowners, plenty of space, no kids, healthy parents. But life changes quickly. And when this code could suddenly matter a great deal to them as well. That latter significantly condensed our timeline for a home project we've been planning and saving for. As we've tried to quickly educate ourselves on the current and proposed rules, we've run into more questions than answers. Each agency or person refers us to a different 100-page document. And we've now been told we need to hire a wetland biologist at a cost of up to $4,000 out of pocket in order to evaluate how these changes may apply to us. Think about that. In order to understand the potential impact of this ordinance, a private citizen is expected to pay thousands of dollars for expert help just to know where we stand. And when we do get answers, they often come in long strings of ifs. If it's a category 4 wetland, and if your home was built to the 40-foot buffer, and if the property line is the wetland edge, then yes, your home might be grandfathered in. But then we hear if you do more than 30% of your home's value in renovation, the entire structure must be brought into compliance. That means if a tree in the city's wetland falls on my home in the next storm and causes more than $135,000 worth of damage, we may be forced to reduce our footprint to become in compliance with this code. We could lose what is now our kitchen, and we wouldn't even be able to build what we already have. And what about the extra 10-foot building setback that's been proposed? That goes beyond the Department of Ecology's recommendations. It would prohibit even side additions, not towards the wetland, but to the side, parallel to it, that don't encroach on the wetland at all. And please note, I love the natural wetland behind my house. It's one of my favorite things. We want to protect it also, but this feels punitive, not protective. So I respectfully ask, please allow more time for residents to understand and assess the true impact of these changes. Please remove the 10-foot additional setback, the wetland protection area itself, and the 40-foot buffer already provide a very meaningful protection. And please ensure existing homeowners aren't penalized for changes they never could have anticipated. Thank you for your time and your thoughtful consideration.
Thank you very much, Chelsea. Anybody else care to make a public comment during this section?
Jan Grange, Lake Boren. I haven't read all of this stuff, and I'm not into all the legalese, but I had a couple of comments about the markups that were made by Department of Fish and Wildlife that I hope you don't accept. The first thing, it says is the whole purpose of reasonable use is that we want to maintain and help our ecology, and I think that's really great. But I don't know that that has to come at the absolute price of an arbitrary policy. And that's what I thought it was. And then I get to the very beginning where it says, you guys' proposal says, we want to have reasonable use and minimize the impact to the environment. Hey, I'm all for that. I was born and raised there. I was born and raised in Seattle. I love this place. But they've changed it. The markup says avoid all ecological impact and environmental impact. Avoid? That pretty much means you can just cross off everything. And I, being a computer programmer, look at what an AI system would look at when it sees avoid. They don't do nuances. Avoid means avoid, and that's the end. Some of the other observations, I kind of get the feeling that the whole thing is if you were starting from scratch. But as Chelsea said, I mean, we're not starting from scratch. We've had houses here, we've had expectations. By the time you put all of the stuff together, there's a picture here. Over 60% of my property will be gone. King County says this property is worth $800,000. Some of builders and developers have come to you guys, and they have discovered that it maybe is worth $600,000 at the most. Because whereas this piece of property is a couple hundred feet deep, 235 or something, by the time you get your 10 feet, your 30 feet, your 150 feet, your setback from the road, your setback from the side, it's about 40 feet you can build you can build a really small house on it. I'm not opposed to tiny homes, but that really wasn't what the goal is, and you don't even allow them. So I feel like there's this thing, this arbitrary thing, and I'm a real person, and this thing that's been in our family forever is now, well, we could build one of those old shacks we used to have, log cabins we used to have in the 1940s on the other side of the lake, but everyone tore those down because they're too small. Anyways, that's my comment.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, seeing no one else wanting to speak, close the public comment section. Now on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Blocker, do you have anything to say to us? Commissioner Van Atta?
No, not this time.
Okay.
I have a comment, but that is for our Commissioner Fitzgibbon, and she's not here today, so I'll hold my comments till next session.
Very well. Move on down to reports. Commission Chair, that's me tonight. And I don't have a report, but I want to tell you, as always, I'm delighted to be here with my colleagues and always happy to see the public come. Thank you so much for coming. Please come back and see us again. I'll be remiss if I didn't mention our dedicated and excellent city clerk, Miss Jane. She wasn't even supposed to be here. She's filling in as well. So we're delighted and privileged to have her here as well. Thank you. No report from the Community Development Director because she's not here. Which brings us to the public hearing. And Clerk Westman, did you say nobody signed up for the public hearing? Does anybody want to sign up for the public hearing? Seeing none, we'll skip that. Guess what, folks? That's all, folks. From what I can tell, does the commission want to talk about the calendar, planning calendar, or should we just take it up at the next meeting?
So the next meeting is on September 24th,
That's correct.
so.
That's correct. And depending on what happens when Chair Gadzik and I have the agenda setting meeting, we may well reschedule the public hearing if we can get it noticed properly, but you guys will be in the loop. So, well, folks, golly, thank you for coming. Please come again. I'm always grateful to see people here because before I sat here, I sat there and I was the only one in the room most of the time. So getting people involved in our city is a big priority of mine, and I thank you all for coming. I think we're adjourned, gentlemen, lady.